The enormous task of clearing towns and villages devastated by the tsunami has begun. In Indonesia, survivors are being moved out of temporary shelters into refugee camps. But while their physical needs are being met, many are deeply traumatized by what they've been through. In a moment, we'll hear from Ben Brown, who's been to a children's refugee camp in Banda Aceh. But first to the Sri Lankan village of Navaladi, where, as Gavin Hewitt reports, parents are struggling to come to terms with the loss of their children.
An old man struggles across rocks beside what used to be the main north-south road in eastern Sri Lanka. The road is still severed, bridges down. Recovery here has barely begun. We were heading for the community of Navaladi, one of the most devastated areas in the country. Nothing has been cleaned away here. It remains as it was soon after the wave struck. Among the rubble, the men who weren't there on that Sunday morning. Many, it turned out, were away. Udaya Kumar had gone to town. He lost his wife and 3 children. Their clothing still lies in the sand. 2 weeks after, other men just sit here, lone survivors.
Thousands of people lived here, and it was completely leveled. Over half of the people are still unaccounted for. But amongst the survivors, there's not just a need for food and water. Over 2 weeks on, many of them are psychologically scarred.
It is the women of Navaladi who share some of the worst suffering. Hundreds of them are now living in a school. Many were at home without their husbands. Some of them are the mothers who let go of their children in the water. Dr. Maitali Jayasundaram is a psychiatric specialist who works at a hospital in Eastbourne, but travelled here to help women like Mahala, who lost 4 of her 5 children.
She's psychologically traumatized by this because she feels that she's totally guilty for her children being drowned in the water. And she's sitting and crying all the time.
Jay Chandrika lost her 3 young children.
She had tried to come out of the house and she was holding on to all her 3 children. But the impact of the water was too much. So because of that, all these children were sort of washed away. And now she feels that she's totally to be blamed for this.
Previously, Jay Chandrika had had an operation to prevent further pregnancies. In her grief, she has been pleading for that operation to be reversed so she can have children again. Dr. Jayasundaram believes she has helped prevent at least 3 women from taking their own lives. These mothers stay close together, sharing photos of the children they couldn't hold on to, finding some shred of comfort in each other. Gavin Hewitt, BBC News, Eastern Sri Lanka.